Jungkook smiled, looking at the article in the magazine as he touched a picture, and a tear slid down from his eyes, but a proud smile on his face. "You really did it," he mumbled. "I'm proud of you." He clicked the photo as he put the magazine in drawer. He took out a photo frame and raised a finger while smiling and kissed the frame and put it on table. 5 years. It's been 5 years, but nothing changed. My love for you is still same. Even more. I miss you. I miss him. You pouted and Sihu chuckled as you looked at him. I want to inform him, and I want him to pick me from the airport, you sighed. So you can tell him. You looked at him and shook your head. I want to surprise him. That's why I told Oma not to tell him. He chuckled again as he looked at you. Are you sure he is just your friend? You opened your mouth but stopped as you couldn't find any words and looked at him while he raised brows. Did you got any way? How will you escort me without getting stabbed? Sihu took a while to answer. Don't worry about it. No one will get to know. You know that. And you took the magazine and smiled, looking at your picture. I'm here because of him. I don't know how will I thank for it, but I'm grateful. Sihu smiled. I'm coming, bestie, to meet you. You gasped. It's been 5 years. Time changes a lot. Let's see what's changed. You smiled as you opened your phone. I never thought people like this webtoon a lot. Its story is amazing, of course. You smiled and looked at him. Of course, people liked Asher's was a lot. They don't even know it's real life based character of my life. Sihu phoned. Means you got up. Means come, I will introduce you. Real life Asher was. You walked and he followed you. You landed in Korea as you were looking for your secretary who was disappeared from a decade, but when someone tapped your shoulder as you looked. See wherever you stopped as you looked at the person. Appa. It was more like a whisper. You looked behind. Your mom is smiling and tears started welling in your eyes, seeing those after a decade. How have you been? He asked, gazing your head, and you ran out of words, but somehow. I'm good, Appa. How are you? And he just smiled. Are you happy now? You nodded and he kissed your forehead. Good to hear that you are happy. You just nodded lowly because you really don't know how to react at this moment. How is my baby? She asked, and you smiled with tears and hugged her. I'm good, Oma. How are you? She kissed your head and your dad just smiled, looking at you both. I'm good too, and happy now when you are near me, she said as you broke the hug, wiped your tears. I'm happy for you where you are, she nodded with tears. Jake, take her luggages, he said to his secretary. Sorry, Ryan. As he noticed the people around you, you looked at him. Where were you so long? You asked him and he bowed. I'm sorry, I was busy for clearing the exit for you as you told me. It shouldn't be out that you came, ma'am. He said, side-eyeing on your dad. Who is he? She asked and you smiled. By profession, he's my secretary, but a very good friend of mine. She made O face and she greeted them. What's your qualification? He asked to see who and he looked at him nervously. Sir, I'm well educated, he hesitantly said, and you noticed as your dad is about to say something. He laughed dryly. Let's go, Amma, I'm tired. And she realized. Yeah, you must be, let's go, you nodded. Go with gate 3, I have arranged everything there, you nodded. See who come? He nodded and you three walked. You know, your Appa has organized a party for you today as you came back. And you immediately looked at her. You told everyone that I'm coming. You asked, holding her shoulder, and she chuckled as she flicked her head a little. Except Jungkook, but he is coming. You took a relief while she looked at you suspiciously and you cleared your throat. I just want to give surprise to my best friend. Clearing the throat and she squinted as you scratched your head. Uh, I'm tired, let's go. I wanna be home. You hurriedly walked, avoiding unnecessary awkwardness for you, and your mom just chuckled. Do you feel the same way I feel? He asked your mother, and your mother looked at him. No, I mean, I'm her mother. I don't feel I know. She doesn't know that. She will smile as he walked with her. I know. In 24 hours, she mentions him 100 times. As what? He's my best friend. She chuckled. Same goes with him. But you know what? What's the difference between her and him? He shook his head. She doesn't want to accept the fact, and she smiled. He accepts his love for her as pride. She doesn't even know how many girls he have rejected just because of her. And what he said is, he loved her only and can't give her place to anyone. Even I try to convince him, but we fail successfully. The boy is something else, and I feel Vine is so lucky to have him, and luckiest when she gave him a chance. Because he definitely deserves mine. He waited for her for so long and still waiting. See who listens carefully. This time they definitely deserve to be together. I hope my stupid daughter got some brain now. See who looked at her. Why do I feel like I read this story somewhere? He mumbled. You got all ready and lastly you applied perfume. As you look at yourself in mirror while smiling. Am I looking good? You asked yourself. You're looking gorgeous. She sits from behind and you turn as she walked near you. Were you taking so long to get ready? I've never seen you getting ready this much ready before. She said teasingly and you poke your inner cheek to hide your smile. Why? I just feel like to look pretty today, so you said, shrugging your shoulder as she gave you a teasing smile. By the way, I came here to tell you that Jungkook's family came, and Jungkook too. She intensely said, and you felt yourself nervous suddenly. He came? Of course he did. I think long ago when you were getting ready for him. Uma, she chuckled and flicked your head. Come quickly. Everyone is waiting for you. She walked. While you bite your nails in nervousness because you really don't know why are you feeling this much nervous, which you never felt before. As you're about to walk but look back yourself in the mirror. Be confident, Ryan. 1 second. Why I'm nervous? Or I'm feeling shy. You shrugged your thoughts immediately. No, you're Kim Ryan. Bold Ryan. Be confident. Be confident. Mumbling this, you walked out. The hall filled with music and guests are everywhere as you met one by one. And what's the best feeling you felt when your father proudly introducing you to his business partners? And you're looking for one person who is nowhere to seen yet. And now you're really frustrated because since you came, you are searching for him. Oh my, you lied to me. You said following her. What lie? And why would he lie to you? You made her face you. About Jungkook, where is he? She raised brows, but corrected back. I didn't. And didn't you meet his parents? You sighed. I did, but he wasn't there. Tell me seriously, you sure he came? I searched him everywhere. She smiled. Of course he did. You get annoyed. You surely seen someone else. And she shook her head. Don't waste my time. I have a lot of things to do. You go and find your best friend. She walked and you stomped your foot. As you turned and bumped into someone leading drink to fell on you. And the waiter apologized you immediately. I'm so sorry, ma'am. You shook your head. It's okay, you don't need to, it's my fault. You bowed and you walked. What a bad luck. Dress is also gone, you groaned annoyingly. Everything got ruined, I have to change it. You were mumbling while walking. She must be lying. That's he is here. Why would he? He's such a workaholic person. Someone cleared their thought. Looking for me? He said, leaning on the pillar as you looked at him. You looked at him again as your eyes widened a little, and he smiled and walked towards you. And you felt your body getting goosebumps. You, and he smiled. Yes, me. Welcome back, he said softly, extending a rose to you as you looked at the rose and then him. You still can't believe. You knew I was coming, he made obvious. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I should have acted surprised. He put hand on his mouth as you looked at him from head to toe. You are back? Wow, what a surprise. I'm so happy to see you. He dramatically said, and you squint eyes, and there's a slight smile on your face. You knew you were playing with me intentionally, you said, and he chuckled. What do you think? You will not tell me I won't be getting to know? He asked, raising brows. That's definitely Oma then. He shook his head. No. He looked at him suspiciously. Then he looked at other side, smiling. I have my ways, he said, looking other side as you walked near him and made him look at you, as your hands on his neck unintentionally. Tell me seriously who told you. When I did everything to hide, I'm coming back. He looked at you intensely while you raised brows. You're forgetting Miss Kim Ryan. I'm the Jungkook, quite famous businessman. I have my ways, he said in his husky voice. You both looked in each other's eyes for a moment as you realized your hand placement and removed it immediately. And he just stared at you without blinking as you looked other side because he made you nervous by those stares. It's been 5 years, but that stare effect got stronger. Now you can't stand under those stares, eye into eye for a minute too. You're looking gorgeous, he said in most huskiest voice, and he looked at him nervously. Thanks, he smiled, looking down as he looked at you again. Are you seriously Kim Ryan? You looked at him. What do you mean? He smiled as he walked near you. I have never seen Kim Ryan getting nervous, but you are. You corrected your thought before speaking. I'm not. He chuckled lightly as he held your one hand, and you got goosebumps. You are, he said, looking in your eyes and looked at your hand. Each hair standing up on your hair, and now you're feeling more embarrassed as you quickly take your hand back. I'm not. Don't think too much. He smiled, pressing his lips. I'm not. He extended you the rose and said as you looked at him. For you, it's completely matching with you. You took it from his hand and looked at him. But I'm not wearing that, you said, and he chuckled slightly. When did I say with your outfit? He said, smiling as you realized, and punched his shoulder a little. Ouch. He groaned a little as you looked at him. I didn't hit you that bad. You immediately said, looking for it as you tried to touch, but he didn't let you. That's okay. You can see pain on his face as you looked at him seriously. Jungkook, show me. Your eyes widened in shock as you looked at his hand, which is covered with bandage. What happened to your hand, Jungkook? You said, trying to check, but he didn't let you. Nothing. He got into accident. There is some bruises on his right shoulder and hand. He spoke from behind as you looked at him shocked. He was in hospital a few hours back. Jungkook shut his eyes and he walked near your boat. You looked at him unbelievably, and Jungkook steal glances from you as he looked at his dad. It was a minor accident, Dad. Mr. John looked at him. Minor accident? You can't use your right hand, you know that, right? He said to him and then looked at you. He told us not to tell you. And sorry, I'm not exaggerating. He took discharge early to attend this party. And you glared at him while he peeked at you. Dear, where is washroom? He asked you, and Jungkook looked at him with turned face. If you wanted to go washroom, then why didn't you go straight there? Mr. John about to say something. Uncle, straight then right, you said, interrupting while your eyes fixed on Jungkook. Oh, thanks, dear. He walked while you kept staring at him. It was minor. Why didn't you tell me? you asked, and he looked at you as you kept stealing glances. I didn't want to ruin your surprise. You squint broke. Seriously? I'm disregarding you from my best friend. When you don't consider me one. He rolled his eyes. Seriously, you don't appreciate my effort not to ruin your surprise even after knowing how excited I was to meet you. You gave him a blank look. Thanks for your warm welcome, sir. And you hold his little finger. Best surprise ever. Pointing at his injured hand, and he sighed but chuckled. I'm Jungkook's son, he said, stopping him as he stopped. Yes, mom, she smiled. He's my son, and son, he's Mr. Han. She's his daughter, Han Sui. He smiled at him, and he smiled back in return. Jaggi, he said, elbowing her, but she continues as Mr. Kim gestured her, let her. I like your daughter. If you say we talk further. Jungkook looked at her mom. She pressed his hand, making him. Of course, I mean, who would not? I will be glad. I like your son. He replied, and Jungkook closed his eyes. He knows he can't stop her because she does this most of the time. Wherever there is a get together like this, it's just Jungkook's father gave up on him because somehow he always ends up saying no. You came after changing your dress as you look for Sihu because you got some important work related call, but he's nowhere to see. Where he always disappears, you walked saying. When your eyes landed on your family and Jungkook's family and some guests sitting together talking, and when you were about to walk, Sihu dashed to you and you looked at him blankly as you flicked his head a little. Where you go every time, he smiled nervously. Sorry, I was on the call for your press conference. You made O face. Sorry, did you eat something? He nodded a little. It's okay, then have drink with me. Waiter, you called and he came and you took 2 drinks. I have something very important to talk. You both have conversation while laughing, not knowing someone is noticing you both. You know that reporter deserves that. She really doesn't know how to talk. And you agreed. While Jungkook just watched you from distance, feeling jealous because how comfortable you are with him. So he, go, you can talk to him separately, she said, and she nodded. Sure, auntie. As she got up and Mrs. John tapped Jungkook's shoulder, bringing him back from his thoughts. Jungkook is so lost as he got up while his eyes fixed on you, and I heard a lot about you, she said to him while Jungkook looked at her and just smiled. As they walked, and you noticed them walking somewhere, and you smiled faintly, which initially got disappear after a while, and they walked outside when your father called you. Yes, Appa coming. But your eyes fixed on the place they got disappeared. She is my daughter Ryan, he said as you smiled at him. I know her, she is very famous in youngster these days. My grandson is fan of her. You smiled as your mother gestured you to sit. I hope you know that as well. She was Jungkook's fiancée back then. She said in between, and Mr. John shook his head. No, I was saying because I don't want to hide anything. Don't mind me, dear. You just smiled a little. I know that. Mrs. John smiled. And I don't have any problem whatever the reason was. It's her choice. What say, Mr. Kim? He nodded. Yeah, he just agreed when your mom noticed you. I think we should not talk about which has passed. Past shall remain past. She interrupts and they nodded. Your mom noticed sadness on your face as she squeezed your hand a little as you looked at her. Jungkook's mother is talking about Jungkook's marriage but cut it off by you. I have to go, mom. As you got up and Jungkook came. You have an eye contact with him but quickly look away. Are you guys done? Jungkook nodded as so he said. So you're about to walk, but Jungkook held your pinky finger. As you looked at his hand and then him, he was looking at you intensely and his eyes speaking aloud. Where are you going? He asked. Annie looked at him. He noticed something is off. And you just look in his eyes, but there is no smile on your face. Nothing, you replied in low tone, and he looked in your eyes sincerely, as he's about to say something, but Sehu came interrupting. Ryan, stop this, he noticed your father. I mean, Ma'am Ryan. This an important call for you. You nodded as Jungkook's eyes fixed on you. You were about to walk but stopped as you looked at him again. If you get the time, then I have something important to talk with you, you said while he just kept staring you. It seems you both share a really great bond. It's very rare and weird to see this kind of relationship, he said in between, and you kept looking in each other's eyes. Appa, she gestured him and he stopped, and you walked from there while Jungkook kept looking at your disappearing figure. What should I do with this boy? He kept ruining everything for her, she mumbled while Mr. John gave her a blank look. Son, did you eat something? He asked as Jungkook looked at him. No, not yet. He replied as he's about to say, why dear, why didn't you eat? Did I ask someone to bring you food?